This stop is Church Avenue,
especially after they're going through here, dusty. So,
This guy smells so bad, man. The guy smells so bad. Feces, piss, all that stuff. Y'all got to stop them from getting on the bus. You know what I'm saying? Because it's unhealthy. You know what I'm saying? All right, take care. Have a good night.
all right.
Appreciate it. Yep. The guy, you know, that's the homelessness theme. You know, they'll send homeless people, they'll send bums. Well, I shouldn't say bums, but let me rephrase that. They'll send homeless people who smell so bad. You know, and then the New York Predator Department, I saw them as the bus was crossing the next intersection. They was approaching the intersection. So I start back the recording in hopes that I can I can show you guys, right? But this is what they do, and I talk about the coercive persuasion program, the themes that they do, the themes that they engage in. This is what I'm talking about. Yesterday it was the homeless guy, another homeless guy again yesterday. Today on the bus, same homeless guy. Hear the sirens? Here, listen. Because I'm exposing them. So you guys hear the sirens in the background, right? Right? That's the New York Fecal Department, right? So this is why you see them engaging in with the noise campaign. Okay. And then they had a light-skinned Keisha on the bus, and the homeless guy went and he sat right next to her. Okay. And I'm like, and she just sat there. She sat there. It's like she had like no scent of smell. Because the minute he walked on the bus, I was like, oh my goodness, this guy smells so bad. So I told the bus driver, I said, listen, the guy smells so bad. I can understand, okay, fine. A homeless person get on the bus. But when they are smelling like this, when they close, you can see the where they pee on themselves, right? It's all dried up. You smell the pee, you smell the feces, and the bus driver don't even, say anything. And people would sit down right next to them. Like I said, he sat down right next to the light-skinned Keisha, okay? Who they sent on the bus to target me also. Like I talk about, the colorism they try to do, and they try to get me to, talk to light-skinned women. I'm like, listen, I'm not talking to a light-skinned woman, dark-skinned woman, doesn't matter. I'm out of the dating market. I am out of the dating market, right? You ain't trying to continue to honey trap me and, and trying to get me a new handler. No, I'm sorry. No, thank you. I'm good. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So, again, this is what they do, and I keep showing you guys exactly what it is they do and how they do it, right? In real time, right? As I'm going through it, as I'm experiencing it, what it is that they do. Like I said, today the amount of police presence that you see, like I said, every time Pam goes out, this is what happens, and I document it every single time, and explain to you guys, and you guys can see. Okay. And this is what they do, because again, they're false narrative. See, they have to engage in a false narrative in order to justify what it is that they do. Okay. One thing you should know about the police in America, right? Whether they're white, black, Hispanic, Asian, what have you, is that they are trained to lie, to manipulate, right? They develop a highly narcissistic personality up in the high scale, right? I'm talking about the 4, 5, and 6 scale, and they have a gun and a badge. Right? So this is why you see, I posted a video today of, police officer stopped an autistic young man, and gave him a ticket for driving under the influence. And he wasn't drunk. He wasn't drinking. He just got off of work. He has autism. So the officer was like, "Do you have any medical issues?" He's like, "No." Right? Because again, for some autistic people, he's a high functioning autistic person. So for him, in his mind, he doesn't have a disability, but he does. But again, sometimes we say, we're fine when we're not. You know what I'm saying? Like if they pulled me over, if I was driving, they pulled me over, I couldn't walk a straight line with my balance being so, bad as it is, right? And in some ways, having my book bag on my back keeps me balanced, right? Because, there are times I'm walking in the house, whether by Pam or my house, and, I got to hold on to things because I'm almost falling over, right? I go to put on my slippers, I have to hold on to something to put on my slippers. And they know this because they have me under surveillance. We won't do a monitoring, right? In-home surveillance, so they know, okay? So, but and then you have these police officers who were involved in this kickback scheme. They were they were pulling people over, charging them with DUI, driving while intoxicated, when they were not, because the toxicology report came back showing that they were all negative. And what they were doing is that they wouldn't show up to court, right? So these people would pay for a lawyer. The cops wouldn't show up to court. The case would get dismissed. Right, which means that they still have their license, their license is not tarnished, and the lawyers will be giving the cops kickbacks, right? And stuff like that is rampant in the police departments across America, the predator department across America. Keep saying they are a criminal organization, right? And they will attack you for any reason. They will manipulate you for any reason, and particularly the Sambos and the Sambinas who wear the badge, who have the badge and the gun. Because these Europeans think that they're special. Particularly they're religious. The white racist ones, they're religious, but they know that they're racist and they know exactly which group of people to target. And they do target, right? But to get the black ones, the black Sambos and the Sambinas, to engage in the same tactic, having the same mindset. And I keep saying, when they do this to other people, if they have sons and daughters, again, these people believe in karma, right? You know what I'm saying? But they don't care because, again, when you have a certain type of mindset, you don't care. This is why, like I said, they changed the rules to become a police officer, and going forward, that they lowered the educational requirements. And it just shows you that you're a predator department, drug going down that way. Right, and it shows you that they don't want educated people becoming police officers. Why would they? They have to maintain the level of people who's just going to follow their command, even if it's wrong, right? But it's okay because you know what? They're not shut. Like I said, in New York City, qualified immunity they should not have, no police officer should have qualified immunity. They should all have life insurance. Not life insurance, but insurance for their job, and that insurance should be about $20 million or $25 million. Okay, that's the lowest. So that when they do something and they're sued, that the taxpayers don't get caught with the bill. Right? I mean, go look and see how much money New York City has shelled out over the past decade. Okay, more than $500 million, and every year they shell out millions and millions of dollars every year because of crooked police officers, crooked predator police officers, right? And there's no outrage on that, right? There's no outrage. We don't say shit when the city take your tax dollars and have to pay out all these lawsuits. But we want to make a big deal because poor people need help, right? And so the government this shit is so idiotic. That's what I'm saying, idiotic, right? But I don't want to get into that politics thing right now. But anyway, like I said, That's what they do as part of, with the homeless guy and stuff like that. It's all part of the persuasion program. And then he started doing hand signals too. He started kicking his feet out. So that's why I started recording, because at first I wasn't even paying him no mind, because I already knew what it was. But when he started doing these hand signals and kicking his feet out, I said, okay, so they deliberately went to him and show him exactly what to do. All right, I was like, wow. You hear the sirens? Sirens are still there. Still hearing it in the background. Right? Now again, I left early, right? So I shouldn't have to be waiting this long for a bus, but I've been waiting now for, what is it? We're going on 12 minutes or so. Yeah, I tell you, these are all patterns. These are all patterns that you, as a TI, if you're like me and you study this stuff, this is what they do. Listen. And like I told the bus driver, I said, it is unhealthy. It is unhealthy. Let me tell you, here's a funny thing. He smelled so bad that he had to get up and open up the top window. Look in your Predator department. Look in your Predator department. Look. See, I keep saying, see how they showing themselves like this now? Because again, every time Pam and you guys go out, this is what he does. This is what they do, right? They try to make it seem like I'm jealous and I'm violent and all this shit. It's all bullshit. Never put my hands on a woman, right? But she's put her hands on me, right? Okay, imagine, it's funny how they don't engage in that activity with her because she puts her hands on me, Same thing with Bryce's mom. My first fiance, my only fiance, I should say, when I was younger, she did the same thing too. Like I said, when you are nice, these women they take advantage of you, right? Yeah, you may do your thing too, but you gotta understand, a nagging woman, a woman who, is not peaceful to a man, a woman who thinks that it's all just about her, another man. And like I said, as you get older, as young men, we are not taught how to recognize toxic women. We are not taught how to recognize women who don't give a shit about us. We are not taught that. So we'll go for the pretty looks, the nice body and stuff like that. Meanwhile, they're sleeping with a whole bunch of men behind your back, right? The past couple of days I've been posting paternity quotes, and you have these women that come on there and they're like, I am 100% positive that you are the father. I did not sleep with anybody else. So one of the posts I made, I said, oh, we have an immaculate conception here. She claimed that she did not sleep with anybody else and he was the only guy that she slept with. And even when the result came back and said that he is not the father, she said it cannot be. It cannot be. You are the father. It cannot be. And the judge looking at her like, listen, let's be for real here, okay? And it just goes to show you what women do to men. And I talk about how, when women tell each other, oh, I can, they say, well, you can cheat just like a man. No, you can't. No, you can't. Because y'all not even using protection. Y'all not even using birth control when y'all cheat, right? And then you get pregnant. And now you got to find out who the father is. And some of y'all won't even admit that the possibility may not be your husband's child or your man's child. Or some of you just like this one woman who was sleeping with every damn body on her job, got pregnant, and you had to test 3 men. 3 men, okay? 3 men. Which is ridiculous, right? So again, women are not held accountable to these things, and particularly in the black community, black men have accepted that. And the reason why we accepted that because of our mamas, right? Because maybe our mama was in the same position, was in the same predicament, when she was young. So they raising their sons and they telling their sons, it's okay, you're his father anyway. No, he's not. No, he's not. And any man who, if your woman or your wife cheats on you and she get pregnant by another man and that child is not yours, leave her. Leave her. We have to change the mindset because our women have been taking us for granted. And again, it's not their fault. But how are we going to make them understand that that's not okay? And to prevent future young women from making the same mistakes, and to prevent future young men from going through those things. Look, NY Predator Department, look at him. Look at him. They sure the hell showing up tonight. Right? So they again, this is what I'm talking about, right? You know, like I said, you know, a lot of the times the way how our women are conditioned is because of religion, right? Oh, Mary had an immaculate conception. No, she didn't. Her ass cheated on Joseph and she got pregnant, okay? So for them, it's okay. If their savior is born that way, they don't, you know what I'm saying? It's okay for them to do that and to feel that you should deal with it, right? Because Joseph was the father of Jesus and he was not, right? Because we know God impregnated Mary, right? And what kind of man would let a God impregnate his wife? You know what I'm saying? So again, this is why, like I said, this is why in our community, these things happen all the time. What car number is that? 3498. Right? This is why, you know, this is happening. You know, like I said, women are the biggest cheaters, and they're the biggest liars. Okay, they just don't admit it. See, men are honest enough to admit it. But when a man cheat, he may cheat with one chick. When a woman cheats, she's cheating with 3 and 4 different men at the same time. Okay? Because she's going through her whole phase and she's going to continue to go through her whole phase. And then on top of that, she can never be in a relationship and be committed. Right? See, a man and women are wired differently. Biologically wired differently and psychologically wired differently. Right? And this is what we don't teach our children. We don't teach our boys this. We don't teach our young girls this. You know, girls are players too. Yeah, but guess what? Like I keep saying, you know, girls are players too. Okay, yeah. Right? Go read up on the female biology. Go read up on the female psychology and what happens. Female chemistry. What happens when a woman has sex, right? Right? What is called the love hormone. You know, the oxytocin that is produced, right? That makes her bond with the person she's having sex with. And if it's like the bombing sex she had, she's gonna be in love. She is going to be in love, okay? Right? With a dude who might be blowing her back out damn good, but he doesn't want her. He just wants to sleep with her. And what do you think that does? So again, we are not telling our young people, our young women, the truth to protect themselves, right? To understand their psychology, understand the chemistry of sex, and it's not just about just your feelings, right? Even though the chemistry has a lot to do with it, right? But women are made to bond to the person that they have sex with, and they have children. Okay? Men will bond with our women, but it's not the same. When a man has sex, he ejaculates. He's not producing no love chemical, right? He's ejaculating because it's a form of reproduction. So he get that buildup of that testosterone. He gets sexually frustrated. Yeah, he wants to go. You know what I'm saying? His instinct is to go and reproduce. Now, when I say that, doesn't mean he's actually reproducing. When I say that, it means that he'll have sex just to get up, and then that's it. Personal clarity. You know, there's no emotional attachment. But for women, there's emotional attachment. And no matter what a woman say, oh, I can have sex with no emotional attachment, that's not true. Let it be a good-looking man that she finds highly attractive, nice body, right? Who got something going on for him, right? There's always going to be an emotional attachment there. Don't let them fool you, okay? So, like I said, we haven't been taught these things, You know, and so when I talk to my son about these things, I say, listen, I don't want you, at your age, you are not ready for these things. Okay? I say, it may seem cool, what have you, but I say, take it from me. All right? At your age, you are not ready, particularly the way how you are. And I'll let him know the way how you are. Exactly how he is. Okay? You are not ready for those things. All right? That's what I said. I told him, I said, listen, you know, when you're 17 years old, yeah, you can have a girlfriend. But when you're 17, right? I said, I would prefer you to not have a girlfriend, you know, until you're in college, or, you know what I'm saying? But through your high school, you should be focused on your schoolwork. Not say you can't hang out with girls, what have you, but, you know, hang out, come, you know what I'm saying? You don't need to be in the room with them alone, right? Particularly, you know, these women, young women today, right? The largest group of people who have the highest rate of HIV, right, between the age of 13 and I think it was 38, something like that, right? As black people, right? And so every year, go look at the statistics, but they don't talk about that. They don't talk about that. They don't talk about it. Your parents not going to talk about it. I talk about it with my kids. I tell my son a long time ago. I said, listen, you know, you need to understand this will happen if you don't protect yourself. You need to understand that, you know, a lot of parents out there are not teaching their children about, you know, sexuality, sexual activities, even proper hygiene, right? I said, so you need to understand this. You guys are not ready. You know, you guys are not ready. Okay? And I said, and the way how these young women today are highly sexualized because of the music and, you know, the drugs that they take, and these party drugs and shit like that. You don't need to engage in any sort of activity, not even kissing. Because I tell them about it, I say, you can catch STD from kissing. All right? You can definitely catch STD from kissing. Something that when I was younger, they wouldn't even tell you. You take sex ed in high school, they not tell you about, oh, you get kissing, you can catch STDs. Right? Is that, oh, you have an unprotected sex, you can get STDs. They don't talk about kissing. Right? You know what I'm saying? You get a blowjob, what have you, next thing you know, you got gonorrhea. You know what I'm saying? You got syphilis. Right? You know what I'm saying? You got the H. You know what I'm saying? They, again, in the black community, they do us as young people a disservice, right? Because they don't, you see, I always say this, when it happens in the white community, they take it seriously. When it happens in the black community, they ignore it. They're ignored. Why? Because it's a setup. It's a setup. It's a setup. All right? And that's one of the ways they'll set you up, okay? So you got to understand that. Particularly when you come from a religious background. We are the most ignorant, dumbest people. Right? And I don't say it just to say it, I mean it. Right? We get upset because, you know, like I was telling my grandniece, I said to her, I said, listen, you better marry before you carry. You know what I'm saying? And all the women in the family was upset about it because I saw the attitude that I was getting because I told her that, right? Okay, my niece, one of my nieces, she's married. She's been married for a while. You know, she's been very supportive of her husband, and you know what I'm saying. They work through their issues, and she's married. And I kick it all the time. I say, listen, I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying? I'm very, very proud of you. You know, but you have. Like I said, for women who are very religious, right? They don't teach their daughters the risk of having children out of wedlock, right? Because for black women, having children out of wedlock and raising children on your own, that's a double negative. And I don't mean it in a double negative in a bad way. What I'm saying is that if you look at the statistics, right, if black women who are raising children, right, the head of household, right, their children do worse, and the mothers also do worse. Okay, they're more likely to end up in poverty or remain in poverty, right? They're more likely to develop serious mental illness. Their children are more likely to have behavioral issues, right? I mean, like I said, just look at the statistics. Nothing I'm saying is my opinion. I don't state my opinion. If I say something is my opinion, I'll let you know it's my opinion, right? Which I rarely do, because I really don't state my opinion. I rather get the information and I talk about it, right? And so we, as in the black community, we don't talk about these things seriously. We don't. When children have two parents, biological parents in the household, and it's a loving household, right? Children tend to do better, right? They have better outcomes. They have the best outcomes, right? And you get this: the majority of people who are breaking up their family are women, and that's the thing. Are women? It's not the men; it's the women, because they've been conditioned to always want to look for better and do better. And here's the thing: they will break up their family, right? Don't get remarried, because they rarely do get remarried if they are married, and they end up worse off. Not only do they end up worse off, but they go sleeping around getting STDs left and right. Right? I mean, I'm not saying this is to say it. Right? You look at the studies that's done. You look at the statistics that's out there. It's the truth. Right? But I gotta take my book bag off. See, they do this shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, we should not be waiting this long for a bus. We should not be waiting this long for a bus. This is ridiculous. Right? Almost 30 minutes waiting for a bus. You see how many buses pass by, right? There are other buses that pass by. Okay? Hold on a second. I gotta pause this. I gotta zip up my jacket. Okay. I gotta zip up my jacket because it is getting cold. And and again, they'll get mad. The women will get mad because you tell them the truth and they don't want to hear it, and they don't even understand why they get mad, right? Because again, they're highly emotional, right? Everything is about their feelings. Everything is about their feelings. That's why that's why I've been posting a lot of the paternity court thing, because all these women get up on there like, well, I feel like you're the father, I feel like he's the father, I feel like, and I'm like, just like, okay, but then again, they end up being not the father. And the worst part about it, that they're on television and it makes them look so bad that you're married, you're bringing two men, your husband and the guy you cheated with, right? And one of them their marriage was over because it ended up being the guy that she cheated with was the father of her child, right? And that was the only child she had. So instead of having a child with her husband, she has a child with the man that she cheated with, and that man don't want her. You know what I'm saying? That man didn't want her. So again, when I talk, when they stop, you got to stop these young women from saying that it's the same as men cheat. It's not the same. Right? It's not the same. This one of them, she passed out because they were the father. Both men wasn't the father. She passed out. She's like, I don't know who the father is. They cause themselves so much trauma, and their children trauma growing up not knowing who their father is. Right? And if the man decides to stay and raise that kid, she and him is going to need therapy, because he's not going to let that shit go. Every time they get into an argument and she does something, he's going to call her out on it. And she's not going to like it. You know what I'm saying? So, again, we have to start being realistic with the women and stop lying to women. And I watch Media Man, and he just, he's one of these brothers that like I said, he's going to fill Kevin Samuel's shoes. But people got to, find out more about his content, because he talks about the issues. And I appreciate that about it, because he'll give you the statistics too, just like me. He'll post some things up there. He will call them out. He talks about these dudes that, these men on social media, using gullible women, telling them, excuse me, using gullible women, telling them what they want to hear, right? You know what I'm saying? They're making money off of these women, okay? And they're lying to them, left and right, because they know that what women want to hear, so they lie to them. They know that they can't tell these women the truth, so they lie. Like I tell people all the time, I say, yo, when I first met you, I never lied to you. I was very honest with you about every single thing. Okay? If you want to ignore what I say, then you go ignore what I say. But again, you can never say I wasn't honest with you. Okay? And it's funny too, because I've always been the one to always be honest, while she's been the one to either be honest or lie afterwards. You know what I'm saying? So it's always after. Like I'll tell her something honestly, I'm honest with her first, and then she'll never come to me and be honest with me. No. She will ignore, she will omit, she will lie. You know what I'm saying? And when we started dating, she was like, I like somebody that's honest. I said, well, listen, I'm going to tell you what it is, And she found out, because she was like, every time she always said to me, man, I was going to give you some sex, but, because you didn't back me up then. I'm like, why should I back you up when you're wrong? Why should I do that? Okay? I had people telling me wrong things in my ears when I was ignorant and I didn't know. Okay? Not realizing that this is how they condition us to tell each other lies because we're ignorant. So we don't really understand and know the truth the way we should. So like I said, for black women, you can't tell them the truth at all. They've been conditioned to love the lie because church lies to them all the time. The pastor will lie to them all the time. All right, their pastor will lie to them. Yeah. So again, look at this. Look. He just come walk up there, look at me, and walk back. Right. This is the shit that they do. Right now, again, why is this bus taking so damn long? Okay. It's almost 40 minutes. And again, it's early. It's not late. It's a Friday. It's early. The bus should have been here already. But no, they gotta. This is retaliation, right? This is what it is. Retaliation. That's what it is. Sorry for the sniffling. It's cold out here. Okay, but I can't help it. It's cold. Yeah, but again, it's a retaliation. So what they're doing now is that every single night, so when I leave Panville, it takes me, even when I leave early, it doesn't matter if I leave early or late. I think yesterday I got home in about an hour, right? Maybe a little bit earlier than that. Okay? But almost every day this week, 4 days in a row, I have to wait almost 40 minutes to an hour for a bus, right? And again, like I said, tonight was the earliest I've left, right? And yesterday too. I think I left yesterday around 7:30 also, but about the same time. All right? But this is what they do. This is what they do. This is retaliation. Anyhow, unless they're waiting for my phone to die, you know what I'm saying? Usually when they do stuff like this is because I got footage of what it is that they're doing, showing you the coercive persuasion using the homeless guy and stuff like that. So they gotta, buy themselves some time, to come up with something, before I post my video online, on YouTube. This is their mindset, right? They always gotta cover shit. They try to discredit you, what have you. So, they use time for their advantage and for their benefit, right? So yeah, anyhow. I want to check the bus schedule and see. Let me see. Let me see. That's a bus down there. Nope. It's ridiculous, right? No, I could have taken this bus back and be home already. All right, look, near to the problem. Look at them. Look how they're showing up again. Look at. I'm telling you. Oh wait, how come I didn't see that bus? I walked out there, I didn't see the bus, and now I see it. Let me see. Is that my bus? Oh, not in service. Not. Oh, here we go again. The not in service. One had already passed by. That said not in service. No, this one is not in service also. Man, this is ridiculous. This really is ridiculous. All right, I gotta check the schedule. I'll talk to you guys back. I'll talk to you guys in the next video.